How's it going, everyone? This is Alex and welcome to another Skyrim video. In today's video we will be talking about all the different versions of Skyrim, and hopefully by the end of this video you will have a clearer picture of which one is the right one for you. At the moment we have Skyrim as a base game, we have the Legendary Edition. After that we also have Skyrim Remastered, which is also known as Skyrim Special Edition. So Skyrim Legendary Edition, compared to the base game, it changes a couple of things. It has things such as mounted combat, legendary difficulty, legendary perks, skills, all of that stuff. It builds upon the previous version of the game, and it also includes all the DLCs. So that's what the Skyrim Legendary Edition is all about. Now Skyrim Remastered, or also known as Skyrim Special Edition, is a complete overhaul of the game. It has a lot of changes to the game's engine, quite a few new features. It also comes with all the DLCs included, and it has been ported for the newest consoles as well as 64-bit PCs. The benefits that Skyrim Special Edition has over the Legendary Edition is that it's a 64-bit game with a new engine, better performance, less crashes, and it also has full multi-core support. So if you're modding Skyrim, if you change the game a lot, then you will generally experience much better performance, and the game will be playing a lot more smoothly compared to the previous version. It's also graphically superior with new features such as shaders, volumetric fog, lens flare, and it also has some default high-res textures which do look a lot better than the previous base version of the game. Special Edition also has full DLCs included, so there's no difference there. It includes everything that Legendary Edition does, legendary perks, legendary difficulty, all of that stuff is included as well. And one of the biggest benefits for the Special Edition of Skyrim is that it can be modded on consoles such as PS4 and Xbox One, although you cannot use new assets because it's not possible to introduce them, but all the mods that are using existing assets of the game will be available on consoles as well. Now, not all mods will be available, but some of the big ones and the important ones will definitely be there, and you can simply log into the game itself, make an account, and simply activate the ones that you want. So those are some of the benefits that Special Edition brings to the table. And if you never owned Skyrim before, if you never bought Skyrim before, overall it's cheaper than the Legendary Edition or the base game, because when base game first came out it had I believe it was $60 for the base game, plus the DLCs, plus all the other stuff that you had to do to make it all work. If you wanted to mod the game, get rid of those crashes, stability issues, overall you will have a much easier time with Skyrim Special Edition. So who should get Skyrim Special Edition? If you're playing on PC and your PC is 64 bits, then you should definitely get Special Edition, because the game will be able to utilize more computing resources, and that's how you get increased performance and less crashes and less stability issues, especially if you plan to mod the game a lot and change it in significant ways. If you're playing on the newest consoles such as PS4 and Xbox One, then you should also get Special Edition, and players who would like to experience Skyrim in a way that they haven't before, they should also get the Special Edition. Now let's take a look at some of the most common arguments against Skyrim Special Edition, and what have people been complaining about, and how can we answer these. Usually you might hear people say something like, my old version of Skyrim looks better than Special Edition, and while this argument was valid at the time when Special Edition came out, I don't think that this is no longer the case. Since that time, a lot of the mods have been ported for Special Edition. The Skyrim script extender has been ported as well, so you can see more and more complex mods released for Special Edition. And I would say that probably in the future most complex mods, the new ones that show up, will probably be released for the Special Edition instead the old one, just due to the fact that the Special Edition can utilize a lot more resources, and you can have a lot of stuff going on with more stability and less crashes and better performance. So that is one of the reasons why I think that this argument is no longer valid. The next argument that we often see is when people say things like, I don't want to pay again for an old game. And this might be a good argument for some players, but for me personally, I played the original Skyrim so long ago and none of this stuff was possible back then. So for me, it's not really an old game, it's actually a lot different than the game that I used to play, especially for console players that have access to mods nowadays. So I would say that this argument, although it can be true for some players, for most players who have not experienced a heavily modded version of Skyrim before, this is not a good argument at all. Some people might say, well, there's no new content, so why should I get the special edition? If you're a console player, then this is not a valid argument at all, because with special edition you gain access to so many different mods, and a lot of them also introduced new quests, new areas on the map, a lot of new content, and when you add all of that up, you can easily get hundreds and hundreds of new gameplay hours, and that's just for consoles alone. On PC you have even more content mods and DLC mods such as Bruma and that other stuff, Forgotten City, and all kinds of different mods. And if you already experienced all of those mods previously, then I could understand your argument, but still, with the special edition, with all the added benefits, with all the other overhauls that you can do to the game, you can experience all of that content in a much better way than ever before. So to me, the argument that there's no new content simply doesn't hold true at all. So that's it for this little video about Skyrim and all the different versions and editions out there. Hopefully it should be a little bit more clearer to you now which one you should go with. But if it's still not clear, feel free to ask down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. Stay tuned for the next video. We are going to work on overhauling Skyrim from the ground up. And if you haven't already, click that subscribe button, and it will be my pleasure to show you all the different things that I've done with Skyrim Special Edition. As always, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you around.